raising up three very crazy girls. All of them were psychopaths, like the others. The dumbest one still drools. Here's a story of a man named Shady, who was busy with three nut jobs of his own. They were all nuts, living all together, but they were not alone. Then the one day when the craziness is wacko, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that these nuts would somehow form a caucus. That's the way they all became the Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch.
Hey Chuck, this is how I want to spend my last few days here on Earth. Drinking hooch that I made with you and looking over our lives as we prepare for tomorrow. I just want to be embraced by you.
Yes, Nancy. We've had long, illustrious careers together, and it's good to reminisce with you on our last few days on this existence. But you are about 75 years too old for me, and sometimes I prefer boys.
I can't help but think how we got here after successful careers as politicians / crooks and indulging ourselves in the white rabbit. And me, of course, my extra vice of a good stiff drink. Can you embrace me?
Well, Nancy, I could reconsider. Maybe I'll have a drink of that hooch with you. Is it good? I need to get a good rogering before we go up in front of the firing squad.
I know, Chuck. I'm about 75 years too old for you. But it was so frightening to be arrested by those big, burly military men. On top of being drunk, they made me so...
Baya! Nancy, look what came with the last meal. Ha ha! We're in luck, and so are you. Be prepared.
drunk and an orgasmic climax. I didn't know you had it in you, Chuck. That's special.
Ooh, you too, Nancy. I didn't think that old dry cooter of you could give me any pleasure, but it was pretty good, even though I didn't have any boys here.
Does the condemned have any last words?
Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, I'm so glad I'm drunk. It makes it much easier.
Ready. Aim. Fire! Alright. Who shot a tracer round into Nancy and ignited her blood alcohol content?
I did. I couldn't resist myself.
Why'd you do that? Did you think it would be funny?
Well, actually, I did think it would be funny, or I wouldn't have done it.
Ho 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 ho!
direction could this potentially be? Because there's some overlap here of, I mean, you have Durham, who's also doing Jake Sullivan. You have Biden, who I think was aware, by the way, of the Peter Strzok smirk, Lisa Page, and all this other stuff. I mean, you could potentially have simultaneous investigations happening against the top levels of the Democrat Party.
Well, you do have some already going, and I think, John, we've talked about John Durham a lot in the past. Won't rehash that, but he's got ongoing stuff. And as you've highlighted, this Hunter Biden investigation is very expansive. It involves the current president of the United States. It doesn't get more direct linkage to the Oval Office than that. Now, you're right. Who are the other cast of characters that helped them do it? Because these two guys didn't do it on their own. Who else in the Democratic Party helped them? Did anyone in Hillary world help them? Who else at, Biden Nation in downtown Delaware helped concoct this scheme? And I think a lot of people are going to get thrown up. This is what happens. You know this, Charlie, better than most because you read about it so intensely. Once indictments start coming, people start getting thrown under the bus. Longtime allies and friends suddenly become enemies, and you will quickly learn how expansive this investigation is.
That's
once
so
the
smart.
First
So have we seen any evidence of that yet? The turning of one against the other, or not yet?
I haven't seen it publicly, which actually makes me happy about it, because what I have seen, though, from a former prosecutorial perspective, is the snippets of information that are sort of being tailor-made leaked, not about the targets necessarily of the investigation, i.e. Joe Biden and Hunter, but about the substance of it. When you have CNN outlining the documented fraud, what they are trying to do is bury their fake news from 2 years ago that the laptop was fake, and then they'll go parrot around how they rightfully leaked information about Hunter Biden's incorrect, I would say for now, tax issues. And so I think when you see things like that slowly starting to add up, and when you start seeing other media outlets.
What we're seeing is that we are in a transition. We had this strong economic growth because of the work that this president has done in the past 18 months. And now what we're seeing is a transition into stable and steady growth.